understanding that there's a higher being, there's an instruction from a higher level. He humbled himself. He did not pair himself or equate himself to God, not looking to his own interests, and see where that has taken him to. So if you look, for instance, at verse 8, he eventually was found in appearance as a man. From being a God, he became a man. And God, in verse 9, exalted him to the highest place and gave him a name above every other name. A name as big as that everybody in the world calls. And at the mention of the name, every knee bows, every tongue confesses. So if you look at the human nature being selfish, we have to understand that first, it's a general phenomenon. It's something that is common, but we have to understand as Christians. Now, I'm going back to Christianity. When they study the Bible, you will see there that there are things that God did, there are things that Jesus did in different ways, and there are things that they did to get to the point that they had to go to. We must understand that when you're pointing a finger at somebody, for instance, there are three other fingers pointing at you. So we must try and strive as much as possible to understand how God lived his life, to understand that being selfish now, you have to be selfish and to be selfish to yourself. Selfishness takes you nowhere. You are going to be stuck at the same point. You're not going to be growing when you're thinking about just yourself alone. God has made us, built us to become leaders. We have to be, we have to be like the salt of the earth. We have to be like the light onto every path or onto every, shining so brightly that people can see and that they can thank our God who is in heaven. So how do you end up, or how do you ensure that you are not being a selfish person, or you're not thinking about yourself alone, or being self-centered in your daily activities? Ensure that, first of all, you are humble. We have to understand that anywhere we find ourselves, whether in any industry or any field or in any home or even in any marriage, after being humble, you have to be patient. After you are patient, this ensures that you receive, you are trainable, and then you can receive teachings and instructions. If we look at Abraham, for instance, in Genesis 12, at 75 years, he received an instruction from God, and he did as God had said he should do. How many people these days will not think of themselves as being probably more wiser or older than the person who they are receiving the instructions from? Or think about themselves and say, okay, today I don't think I want to do this today.